Hi, good evening everyone. Today is the day 38 of Gear Up Mains Answer Writing. In this program, we are covering the previous year question of the UPSC. The main idea behind these classes to understand the main core demand of the question. How to break a question into the multiple parts and how we can easily write about those parts and how we can write coherence, how we can add examples, how we can add the case study in the answer. Okay, in this week we are doing the environment question. Yesterday we discussed the question of environment. Today also there is a question related to the solar energy. Let's see what's the question for today. Today's question is describe the benefits of deriving electric energy from sunlight in contrast to conventional energy generation. What are the initiatives offered by our government for this purpose? So this is very simple question, a straightforward question that was asked by UPSC in 2021. Let's read the question again. Describe the benefits of deriving electric energy from sunlight in contrast to conventional energy generation. Means how solar energy generation is better than the conventional energy generation, energy from the solar and the energy from the conventional source like the coal. Then in the second part we need to be addressed what are the initiative offered by our government related to the solar energy. So let's divide the question to the multiple parts so it's easy to understand what's the exactly demand of the question. So here if we can see, we need to be write the benefits. What are the benefit of generation of electric energy from sunlight? This is the first demand of the question. And the second demand of the question is what are the major government initiative? What are the major government initiative related to the solar energy in the country? So these are the two main core demand of the question. And finally, we will suggest some of the way forward related to the solar energy. We are dividing the question into three parts. One is the introduction, second is the body part, and third is the conclusion. So this is the common division of the each question we need to divide, and specifically how to break a body part into multiple parts. So in the body part we will write all these, the benefits of electric energy deriving from the sunlight, the second the government initiative, and then we will write the way forward. Okay, so these three parts we will derive from the question and we will explain one by one how and what type of benefits are there and the government initiative and what we can suggest related to the solar energy. Okay, now come to the introduction part. What can we write in the introduction? India is a tropical country. Everybody know the India is a tropical country. India is a tropical country. On an average, India receives sunlight for almost 300 days. We are taking lump sum. India receives sunlight for almost 300 days and on an average 7 to 8 hours per day. 7 to 8 hours per day. That means India is receiving approximately 2400 hours of solar energy, sunlight, 24 hours of sunlight in a year. India is receiving the 2400 hours of sunlight in a year and India is a tropical country, means the availability of the solar energy is very high here. And this 24 hours of sunlight has a potential of generation of 5,000 trillion kilowatt hours of solar energy. This 24 hours of sunlight has a potential to generation of 5,000 trillion kilowatt hours of solar energy. So this is the potential of the solar energy in India. So you can define in introduction, India is a tropical country which receive the sunlight almost more than 300 days in a year, and which has a potential of generation almost 5,000 trillion kilowatt hours of solar energy in an year. So this can be the perfect introduction as per the demand of the question. So you can write this in the introduction part. Okay. Now let's move to the body part. As the body demands a two part, the one, how it is better, how generation of electric energy from solar is better than the conventional source. And the second part, we need to address what are the government initiative related to it. What are the government initiative? This is the two parts which are required in the body of the answer. If we are coming to the first part, okay, if we are coming to the first part here, if we are coming to the first part which is about what are the benefits? What are the benefits? So here we can divide the benefits into the three subcategory. One for the consumers, means for human. One is for consumer. One is for consumer. Second, as per the environment, benefit for the environment. And third is the benefit for the economy. Third is the benefit for the economy. So we can divide the answer in three parts. The one, benefit for the consumer. Second, benefit for the environment. Third, the benefit for the economy for generation of electric energy from the sunlight. So in the first part, we will write about these three, and we will write the subheadings in these three parts: consumer related, environment related, and the economy related. Now let's come to the first part, which is the consumer related. Number one, consumer related. Consumer related benefits. The number one benefits, it's easily adaptable, means the adaptability. So first heading we can make here the adaptability. It is easily adaptable to the consumer, as it is the same as the electric energy supply at home. If there is installation of the solar panel at the top of the house, then the consumer can easily get the electricity. So it's an easy adaptability to the consumer, which make it more beneficial, because there is no transmission required, no grid required. So there is a easily adaptability. The second point in this case is the decentralization. Decentralization. There is no permission required for the government. when you are installing the solar energy. You can easily install the solar energy at your rooftop. Even the government is running the scheme related to it. So there is a decentralization, not control from the government side, not given to the private party. Now you can directly install the solar energy at your rooftop. So decentralization is one of the reason, one of the another benefit related to the consumer in case of generation of electric energy from the sunlight. The third and the most important benefit is the source of income. Source of income. Solar energy is also the source of income for the individuals. In some of the states in the country, like in Haryana specifically, there is a scheme run by the Haryana government. If you are generating the high amount of the solar energy, then the government will buy this electricity from you. Then the government will buy this electricity from you. Means this is a source of income for the individual as well. So these are the consumer related benefits. These are the consumer related benefits: adaptability, decentralization, and the source of income. Second is related to the economy. Second is related to the economy. Let's discuss by how it will give a benefit to the economy. Number one, it is cheaper to produce. Solar energy is cheaper to produce than the energy from the conventional sources. The electric energy from the sunlight is easy to produce. It's cheaper than the electric energy from conventional sources. From conventional sources. Like the production from the coal, it cost government more for the production of electric energy. Production from the hydropower projects, it also cost government more. The second here is the transmission loss. Good evening Bandana. Second is the transmission loss. In the case of the electric energy which are produced from the conventional source, there is a huge transmission loss in the heavy wires, because there is a transmission of the electric energy from the one grid to the households. So there is a huge transmission loss during the transmission of the electrical energy to the household. So there is a very less transmission loss, or the zero transmission loss we can say, because the solar panel at the top of the each house. So this is the another benefits of the transmission. There is a zero transmission loss in the case of the solar energy. The third benefit in this case, what can be the third benefit? Anybody? What can be the third benefit in the case of the economy? It's a cheaper, it's transmission, decrease in transmission loss. Third, no grid requirement. No grid requirement. In the case of the solar energy, each building, each factory, each household can have the solar panel on the top or in the building. So they can generate their electricity as they consume. But in the case of the energy we are generating from the conventional source, there is a requirement of the grid, which further transmit the electricity to the industry, to the household. In this case, there is no requirement of the grid when there is a transmission of the solar energy from the top floor to the first floor. So we can say there is a reduce in the number of grids, or finally zero grid requirement. This is the another benefit of the generation of solar energy, generation of electric energy from the sunlight. Okay. Next we can say here dependency. There is a decrease in the dependency. There is a decrease in the dependency on the private players for the transmission of the electrical energy to the households. They can generate their own electricity, even they can sell their electricity to the government. So this is the economy benefits when we are generating the electric energy from the sunlight. Okay, now let's come to the environmental benefits. What are the environmental benefits? Number one, it's a renewable source of energy. As we are generating, it's a renewable source. It's a renewable source of energy. Solar energy is a renewable source of energy. So it's saving the fossil fuel. It is competing directly with the conventional source of energy. It's cheaper in nature. So it's a renewable source, means it's impacting very less to the environment or the no impact on the environment. It's a renewable source of energy. Second, less use of water. Less use of water. In the case of the conventional source of energy, there is a huge use of water when we are generating the electric energy from the coal. We are generating the energy from the other conventional sources. But in the case of the solar energy, there is a very less use of the water. So there is a saving of water. As we can see, there is a scarcity of the water in the India in some of the region. So this is the one of the another environmental benefits. There is a less use of water. Third environmental benefit can be no pollution. No pollution generation. In the case of the conventional energy, when we are generating the conventional energy from the conventional source, electrical energy from the conventional source, there is a generation of fly ash, which lead to the air pollution, which lead to the water pollution. But in the case of the solar energy, there is no generation of any of the fly ash. There is no pollution when we are generating the energy from the directly from the sunlight. So there is no pollution in this case. So these are some of the environmental benefits which you can write: the renewable source of energy, less use of water, no pollution. Fourth, you can write about the less dependence on conventional source. Less dependence on conventional source of energy. So these are some of the environmental benefits when we are generating the electric energy from the sunlight. Okay. Now let's come to the second part of the answer, which require the initiatives. Which require the government initiatives. What are the government initiatives related to it? The first we can write, everybody know, International Solar Alliance. International Solar Alliance, which having the headquarter in Gurugram, and India is chairing the International Solar Alliance. India with the UK start One Sun, One World, One Grid. One Sun, One World, One Grid program for generation for the solar energy. Second point we can write here, the National Solar Mission. National Solar Mission, under which the government of India is looking for generation of a particular amount of the solar energy under the National Solar Mission. Third, Nehru National Solar Mission, under which there is a target of 100 gigawatt by 2022. The target of 100 gigawatt of solar energy production by 2022. So this was another Nehru National Solar Mission, which was also run by the government of India. Next initiative taken by the government of India is the IREDA. IREDA, Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency, which provides finance. It is a type of NBFC, which provide finance for the generation of the solar energy. The next scheme by the government of India is the Kusum scheme, PM Kusum. PM Kusum, for providing the finance for the solar rooftops at individual levels, at industrial levels. So PM Kusum scheme for the generation of renewable energy from the sunlight. Next initiative is the solar rooftop mission. Solar rooftop mission, under which there is a target of 40,000 megawatt generation of energy by 2025. 40,000 megawatt generation of energy by 2025 under the solar rooftop mission. These are the initiatives run by the government of India: International Solar Alliance, National Solar Mission, Nehru National Solar Mission, IREDA, PM Kusum, Solar Rooftop Mission, and some of the, we can say, the coal tax for discouraging the production from the conventional source and encouraging the production from the sunlight, and also the coal tax. These are some of the initiatives launched by the government of India for solar energy. So this is the second part of the answer you need to address. Okay. So in the first part, so in the introduction we discuss about India is a tropical country with the 300 days of sunlight, approximately have a potential of generation of the 5,000 trillion kilowatt hours of the solar energy. In the body parts, we divide the body parts. Specifically in the first part, we write about the benefits for the consumer, benefits for the environments, benefit for the economy. In the benefit for the consumer, we write about the adaptability, as it's the easily adaptable. We write about the source of income. We write about decentralization, and individual can install the solar panel at their home. Next, we discuss about the economy level. It's a cheaper to produce, less transmission loss, no grid requirement, less dependency, and the one more you can write, very less maintenance also. Very less maintenance of the solar tops. Next, we discuss about the environmental benefits. It's a renewable energy, non-polluting energy, less use of water in this case, no pollution, less dependence on the conventional source of energy. Then we discuss about the government scheme related to it. So what are the government initiatives? International Solar Alliance, National Solar Mission, Nehru National Solar Mission, IREDA, PM Kusum, Solar Rooftop Mission, and the coal tax. These are some of the government initiatives related to the Solar Alliance. So this is the main core demand of the question. So you need to write about these points, these schemes with examples, with data. If you're writing these point data in your answer, you will get good marks. Okay. Now let's come to the next point, the way forward. Way forward. What we can write in the way forward? Number one, focus on the financial support. Focus on the financial support. Even it was suggested by the Rajiv Ranjan Committee. Rajiv Ranjan Committee, which suggested for the financial support for the production of the solar energy to the individual, to the industrial level, even on the large scale. Solar park. Now the government is also working on it. The solar park. Solar park in the Badhana, Rajasthan. Badhana, Rajasthan is the largest solar park in India, which is producing the very high electric energy from the sunlight. Operations. Production of rooftops. Production of rooftop solar cells in India. So these are some of the way forward you can suggest in your answer about related to the solar energy. Now to the last part, the conclusion. How you will conclude your answer. In the case of the conclusion, you can directly conclude as per the demand of the question. The question is asking just about what are the benefits of generation of electric energy from the sunlight and how it's beneficial. So we can write the solar energy is a renewable source of energy which is having much benefits, which reduce the dependency on it, helping the individual for generation of the income and also protect the environment. This is the one kind of the conclusion, a direct, very simple conclusion you can write here in this answer. The second type of the conclusion you can write about the government initiatives. You can include the government initiative in the conclusion as well. Okay, so this is done for today. We will meet tomorrow again with a new question with related to the environment. Till then, please try to write the answer and submit to the portal so your copy can be evaluated by our expert mentors. Okay, bye bye, take care. We will meet tomorrow again at 6 p.m. Thank you very much everybody.